it's your girl Sherry, and welcome back to another episode of Alleged Ashley Podcast. I am joined tonight by my Bravo Bestie Joey. What's up, Joey?
Hello.
Hello. Listen, tonight we have a great show for you. I don't know about y'all, but the episode 6 of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City was so good.
So good.
So good. So we just cannot wait to come on tonight and talk about it. Admin notes out the way, guys. If you're new, welcome over here. We do reality TV recaps, and we also do pop culture segments. If that's your thing, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Make sure that you share with a friend. Please hit that notification bell because for the next few weeks, there's going to be some bonus episodes. I am gearing up for BravoCon. So I'm trying to put together a segment where I'm going to be talking about, some of the things that I have planned, some of the things that I've heard. We've already got the list of who's coming. It changes like daily. So we're going to be talking about that. I got my wristbands Monday. It's official.
Oh, please meet Teresa Giudice.
She's on the list, Joey, and I promise you, that is my mission. I am going to find her, and we are going to have a conversation. And if I can get her to at least do a hi, Joey.
Oh, my God.
I'm going to do it. Totally. Guys.
Tell her I'm her biggest fan.
I will. Don't you worry. I'm on a mission. And believe me, when I'm on a mission, I usually complete. Just saying. So there's that. So yeah, go ahead and hit that notification bell so you know when we drop this good content. And please, please, please comment. Chat with us. We'd love to hear from you, and we definitely talk back. So, guys, we have tonight, we're going to do our recap on season 6, episode 6 on Salt Lake City called Out of Gas. Great episode. But we want to give it its just due. So we have a couple things first. So, first thing I'm going to ask Joy his thoughts on wife swap. What were your thoughts?
Oh, my God. What a treat. And, honestly, exceeded my expectations, more than I could ever have imagined. I think, though, a lot of it had to do with the fact that it was Angie, who is vastly becoming, I dare I say, one of my favorite housewives, possibly ever. I think that she has all the things you need to be a great housewife.
Agreed.
And she came in on this, premiere episode of Wife Swap, and they couldn't have picked a better housewife. Number one, I'm curious to see, I can't imagine any other housewife on this season, it's short, but whatever, having a worse swap.
Not kidding.
They did our girl Angie dirty.
She's a good sport because I would have been like, no, thank you.
Switching lives with an everyday person's one thing. Being sent to off the grid where there's no running water is a completely other scenario. And you know what? Did it with a smile on her face. Did it with class. She changed that bag on their, I can't even talk about it, on their not running water, compost toilet.
Oh, that toilet. Oh, God. See, that's when I would have said, all right, producers, I'd have broke the fourth wall, cut it. We're done.
Yeah. And she was loving and she was fun. And yes. Honestly, 11 out of 10. Kudos, Angie. And you know what I loved even more was that not only was she respectful of their lifestyle, she was loving to the children. She was loving to the husband. He had tears in his eyes when she was leaving.
Oh, boy, was crying.
Yeah. But the fact that she had the entire family over to watch the premiere at her house, our girl Mary was there. It was just it was loving. It was so loving, and to see that this is who she actually is. She's not playing a character on TV. She really is that girl.
She really is. She has this fabulous lifestyle. Not one time did she make them feel oh God, how do you look? She was just so down to earth, like you said, Joey, loving. That little girl was just attached to her hip. And listen, oh boy, and I cannot remember the husband's name. I had it down last night because I watched it again. He was getting attached. I want to say, I can't remember, but
Trevor or
something. But the oldest boy kept saying you're not gonna cheat on mom because he was getting the vibe. His dad was feeling some Angie K when they went out on that little date night. He's like, where did you come from?
I know.
It was so cute. Yeah, she's really down to earth kind of girl. And I thought that was a great way to kick it off. So
Yeah.
I mean, hate that it had to happen the way it happened, but it was a good first kickoff for the wife swap little series. I was here for it. Loved it.
And the reports are now that we are going to get Wendy's episode
Tell
just
me
at the end. Yeah.
at the end, yeah, yeah. I mean, like, I wonder what that was all for, but maybe kind of to let it die down some, maybe, or maybe
Probably,
they
but
had
I
to
feel
check
like you
with
would think,
legal.
like, while her name's in everyone's mouth, like, put her episode out. You know what I mean? That's
Wouldn't
what I
that
would
have
think.
made sense? Because, like you had said, I think we talked about this off camera. I mean, people that don't even watch Bravo would have tuned in to see, like, what's up with this Wendy Osefo. You know what I mean?
Right. I agree, but it's not the route that they took, and I don't really understand it, but
Great segue, though, to my breaking news. Since we're talking about Wendy Osefo, it was reported today in Us Weekly that she has Wendy Osefo accused police of an illegal arrest over fraud charges. Apparently, she's claiming that she's the victim of an illegal arrest and she's fighting her fraud charges in court. On October 17th, her lawyer filed court docs as part of her criminal case in Maryland. And the reality star demanded all charges be dismissed due to alleged defects in charging documents. In addition, she demanded all evidence to be suppressed because of an unlawful search or seizure. And she also asked for all wire and verbal communications to be suppressed because of an unlawful interception. In the filing, her lawyer claimed that the client was illegally arrested, and her counsel says all admissions, statements, or confessions should not be allowed as evidence because they were unlawfully obtained. So I think, like me and Joey talked a little bit about this off camera. None of that is, out of the ordinary for a good attorney. But what I found strange was, though, there was a statement where Eddie Osefo has not lawyered up yet. That's Wendy's lawyer. And right now he remains without an attorney. So
that's the weirdest part of this whole thing. Not like all like the filings her like lawyers are doing. I feel like that's very, very common to try to get things dropped. And I mean, you really would pull from like anywhere you can. And I'm sure that these are all like very basic things that they go through in most criminal cases. Him not having a lawyer yet really throws me for a loop. That doesn't make any sense to me at all.
No.
Which makes you question, is something else happening?
Yeah. There's been theories that this is going to be a thing where they're going to try to pin it on Eddie, or Eddie has somehow him and Wendy have agreed that he's going to take the fall. I don't know. Strategies.
I'm assuming that they have documentation with he wasn't emailing or texting himself. So I think it's going to be pretty hard for her to try to walk away with like her hands clean.
Right. And even if they suppressed it, because they are public figures, all this information's out. Now, unless they found a jury that, I don't know. They're not, I guess Bravo stars are not like, they are big to us, not to everyone. So that there may be people that may not know the story, but I'm just saying, it's not like it wasn't out there. And even if you suppress it, I don't know. There's a pretty tight case. I don't know if you saw Carlos King's interview with Vicki Gummelson, because she's the insurance queen, about her thoughts on it, and Vicki eating them up. Eating them up. She's like, I don't do that piece of it. I write the policy. I'm not claims, but she went down. She was like, even as someone that's writing a policy, when you have 42 items that you want covered, questions that I'm going to ask, where are you keeping them? Are they in a safe? Are they in a vault? And I started thinking, she's right. At that value, you don't leave that just randomly in you don't.
No, they should have taken a tip from, what's her name? Tiffany Moon from Dallas, who had a keypad and a fingerprint reader on her whole closet.
On her closet. So, there's that, y'all. I don't know. we'll keep, as things come out, we'll keep talking about it. But at any rate, let's talk about what we're here to talk about, which is season 6, episode 6 of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, titled "Out of Gas." Great episode, y'all. Great episode. So we open up the morning after the infamous garden party that was thrown by Whitney. And there's a FaceTime conversation between Angie K and Heather. Now, let me say this, Joe. I know that Heather's lost a lot of weight, but there's sometimes she wears things that still aren't quite flattering. But in her little cute, little soft outfit, the body was she looked tiny and just tight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's funny you bring that up because I was thinking as she was like brewing coffee, I was like, number one, that outfit's like really cute, and I feel like she has like some like very odd style sometimes.
Yes.
But yeah, she looks like extra snatched in like that thing.
She really did. So I was like, okay, Heather, I see you. Okay. But so she's checking in with Angie. Of course, we know poor Angie. I mean, she had the meltdown of meltdowns. But one of the things they talk about is the fact that, look, she wants to know, how are you with Mary? She's like, look, I'm where I am with Lisa, and I can be okay with that. With Mary, I want to make things right. And she says that I'm ready for something. I just hope that she can remember what she loves about me. And she says, I'm ready. That I realize that this might be a hard conversation. And but she says, I really want to fix things with Mary. And she's like, who would have thought, like, Lisa, but Mary is who I really, care for, want to fix this relationship with. And Heather kind of agrees, like, yeah, I guess like a couple years ago, she would never dreamed, but here we are. And because that was where I was nervous, because I was like, God, I don't want to see them not be friends, because that's one of the most endearing parts about watching is their relationship. I love their relationship.
Same.
Here's where I love Angie K, because she was saying, listen, she admits that she could have handled things a little better, but she said, in the midst of it, she gets upset because she's feeling angry. And then on top of feeling angry, there's some guilt, because it's like, I know I went too far. My tears are me feeling bad, but she was like, it wasn't just for me. I'm feeling for all of us, where this has been a recurring thing of takedowns. And, like, she felt like nobody else was coming in there saying anything. She's kind of like fighting on her own, but it's happened to all of them. And she said, my tears were this. Lisa's tears is because she's worried about what somebody's going to think something, like her reputation is ruined. So they're two different people.
You sure are. Sure are.
Yeah.
And I mean, she's not wrong when she says, like, this has happened to almost everybody at this table.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But of course, like me, I was like, ugh, here goes Heather digging into everyone else's business again. She's so nosy, the town crier, but
she has nothing else. One thing, so I will agree with, she does not give her own storyline, like what's going on in her life. You don't know who she's dating. We know her girls are leaving the nest, but everybody says, and I do watch those recaps with Carlos and Monica Garcia. Monica is no Heather Gay fan, naturally.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, but she has a point. But same. But I'm gonna give Heather. You guys are gonna be maybe happily surprised, some maybe not. But I'm gonna give Heather a props on this episode. Subject to change, but
yeah. I'll have to tuck my tail between my legs and agree.
I know. But like Monica said, she's good for that monologue, and she does do a lot of that. She can come up with those nice ways of wrapping up a scene or setting one up. She's good for a monologue. But on this scene, she does her thing, and she agrees that Angie can take accountability, and she's like, I really believe Lisa can do it. Like, I think it's in there, but I've never seen her actually do it. So,
Neither have we.
But she's hopeful, y'all. They're going on the super yacht, which I'm so excited for this episode coming. Captain Jason and all the women are invited. So she's Heather's thought, I hope, which is genuine. It's not, y'all, it's a setup. But that everybody can kind of get along and bond. She's making an effort, so
yeah, because we know a couple things about Salt Lake City, right? They do so well on trips and they do so well on boats.
Yeah.
So let's combine the two and hope for a different outcome. And now there's nowhere to storm away to because you're stuck on a boat.
You're on a boat. Yeah. Gonna be interesting. All right. Next scene. Oh, Joey, you gotta. I need you to chime in on this one. The ice cream shop with Bronwyn and Todd.
Number one, I want to know if Bronwyn's aware that you can buy a jar of maraschino cherries at the store. If she doesn't know, we should get in contact with her. I'll try messaging her on social media and letting her know. But then on the same maraschino cherry story, the fact that she has just stated, I always order Sunday because I love maraschino cherries and I save it to the last bite. That's the best part.
Yeah.
To 30 seconds later, Todd grabbing it off her thing and eating it. And I was like,
yeah.
Does he listen to a word that his wife says?
You know what? I think he heard her. Did you see him intently to take it and look her dead in her face eating that?
So awkward. And this whole scene made me feel really Todd probably should not be on camera anymore. Because I understand that she loves him. This is her husband of many, many years or whatever. And da-da-da-da. And I'm happy for you. I'm glad that this relationship works for the two of you. It does not work for the fans. And nothing good comes from him being on camera. It's every scene is worse than the one before. And earlier this season, remember we thought, oh, maybe we're not going to see him as much, things are better with him not on camera. And that's nothing against him because he is who he is and whatever. It does not translate to a TV screen.
No.
If it's supposed to translate at all. It's really, really bad. His dismissiveness of her is borderline abusive to me because it's in every scene that we see his just complete dismissal of her feelings. It's just it's so sad to watch, especially for someone that I love so much in Bronwyn. I just I feel she deserves so much better.
She does. She really does. I mean, here she has found something that she has, which I'm sure not one of many things that she's successful at and it's blossoming at. But I mean, she had an amazing first year, okay? She's getting, all of this love. And obviously she wants to be on the show. And so, okay, here's my thing. It may not be your thing. And then I'm like you, Joey, then just don't film with her. I don't think that there's I don't know, but I don't think there's a requirement. We've all met Todd and we know she's married. So we can do a brief, quick when they do those, but to sit down with him, it's so cringe. He is so, like you said, dismissive. Everything in his tone is always reprimanding. And she simply wanted to tell him about what happened. You may think it's stupid. You may not understand why she's doing it, but she's on the show and you know that.
Right.
So part of being on the show, she interacts with the ladies. I thought it was mean. I thought it was cringe. It surely doesn't do him any favors. I hate the way it almost seems like as strong as she is, she shrinks when she's around him.
She does. And I mean, if we can have seasons and seasons and seasons without Mary's husband, then we don't need Todd.
Right. That's a great point because we don't see Steven Sr. at all anymore. And I mean, I'm good with that because that was rather cringe too. I mean, not in the same way though. Not in the same way. I just think.
No, not in the same way, but it was still taking away from what the show is. What the direction that he wanted to direct things is not what Housewives is about. So therefore, they made the right decision for them, and it was. And I mean, she still mentions like Robert, but we don't see him. And the same thing happened with Todd. You can talk about Todd if you want. It's to you. We don't need to see him on camera. He's not doing anything for the show. It's really bad. It's bad.
It's bad. It's bad look. So yeah. That was a hard scene for me to watch for her. So now, y'all, we go over to Lisa's house, and Lisa and John have their talk. This one, you know,
it's kind of like the opposite of the scene with Bronwyn and her husband, though, right?
It is.
John's the one that shrinks, and John's the one that feels like he has no voice in this marriage, clearly from what we're seeing.
He's so shut down. I mean, she thinks that she's, telling him, oh, I got a chance. Well, it starts off, she's packing for the trip, but she gets into the fact that she sat with the psychic and what he said about them not being on the same page. And, okay. And every time John tries to say something, I mean, it's like he's not even talking. She just keeps going. And he's just like, okay. She's like, I feel overwhelmed. In her confessional, she talks about how she has to do everything and that it gets to the point where she just sits in her car and cries, but she's calling her dad having those conversations when it really should be John. But
it's weird though, right? Because we've watched her for 5 seasons, right? Portray that she has like the best marriage of all the women and her life is so perfect and blah, blah, blah. And then you're crying because you feel like you're doing everything by yourself and you're overwhelmed, blah, blah. That is the complete opposite of what you have fed us for the past 5 seasons. So clearly there's a disconnect between your actual life and your real world and what you're portraying on reality television.
Yeah, well, it's clear that, I mean, Lisa does what she wants. She does not listen to John when John has an opinion, just like she does the ladies, overtalks him, gives him no, I'm not going to say she doesn't respect him. I think she definitely loves her husband, but it's just her way. And, he's just like, he literally says, we aren't on the same page. And he's like, because I don't think you really want to hear what I have to say. I don't think she even heard him even say that, though. And
no, she just kept going on her spiel.
She kept on talking. And I'm just like, girl, you are in more trouble than you know. Because outside watching it, I'm thinking this man's like,
But that's just her, right? Because she does the same thing with like the women.
Yep.
When they talk, she doesn't listen. She just continues to talk. And I think it's very odd that she treats her friends the same way she treats her husband. That normally doesn't go. Like, obviously, there's usually like standards for like how you treat people, and she just treats everyone equally. I'm going to talk over you no matter what.
She definitely does. And so I'm thinking, I don't know, because I think John's used to being beat down. Like, that's his role, but how much longer is he going to put up with it? I don't know. Particularly, like I said, with all the things that are coming out. And again, I think we talked about when you have businesses, you're going to get sued. I mean, that comes with the territory. It's civil suits.
Yeah. And really if you're being sued, not for nothing, you're probably doing something right. Because no one's suing a not successful company.
No, you're not going to get anything, right? So there's that. But that does give us a lens in because she wants her life to appear so perfect, the life that we all covet and want. When in all actuality, some of that's starting to be revealed now. So I thought that was interesting. So next, y'all, we have when Mary comes over to see Angie, and they are making the attempt to reconcile. I love this scene for a couple of reasons. You see a major vulnerable side of both ladies. You see Angie trying to make all the stops to make it really nice for Mary. She's got the food and she thought she had her favorite drink, and Mary's like, that's got all this sugar in it. I'm not drinking that, and you shouldn't either. That's her quirk. But the fact that Mary came over there, Mary wanted to fix it too. She loves Angie, She's got the hard exterior because she felt like she kind of had to, all the things in her life and both of their life. They both had some rough things going on. So that makes them strong on the outside, but I feel like with each other, they can be vulnerable, and that's kind of more of their safe spaces.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like Angie had to get out all like the anger at first.
Yeah.
At first, I was like super frustrated, and I'm like, all right, this is not a friendship. Angie's trying to talk, and you're not listening to her. And I was getting so frustrated. But I feel like she just had to get it out, and then once she got it out, she was a totally different person again.
She was back to being herself. You know, she was calm again. And she tells Mary, listen, she apologized, but she said she felt like she was being bullied, like a bully on the playground. And Mary said that you're becoming. So you have two perspectives. You have Angie saying, look, I'm fighting for my life over here. I cannot allow, Lisa to just keep berating me, and I'm not going to speak up on it. But from Mary's perspective, Mary was like, we're supposed to be close. We're supposed to be like sisters. And she's like, you are my sister. She's like, I'm not your sister. Find another one. But from Mary's perspective, what I gathered from the scene was she was saying, if we're supposed to be so close, when I'm trying to get you to calm down, you should give me that. But also, you should also know your friend. So
yeah, and like read like the room. Like first of all, it's a very heightened group of women in general. And then like I think that like her perception's wrong. I don't think that Angie comes off as the bully. I don't think Angie's trying to be the bully. I think Angie's defending herself.
I thought so too.
And it's really weird to see. And as like Angie's friend, you would think Mary would be like the most understanding person there.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that didn't happen.
Mm-mm.
And I feel like Mary is someone that like demands loyalty.
Yes.
And I feel like she didn't give it. And I feel like it's two very separate, like, it's a little hypocritical, of Mary to expect something that she doesn't always like give back.
I agree with you. And I think watching Mary, I think that, and it's going to come up, I'm sure, in other things, but for Mary, I think she feels like Angie is hers. She lets very few people in. And so when she sees Angie, I guess not acting in the way that when they're together and they're, hanging out or, their deep talks and all that she feels like, we should be so close that I should be the one that can reach you. Even though I agree with you, Joey, very hypocritical, because like I mentioned last season when Brittany was upset and went off crying and Angie went to check on her, Mary was so incensed. And
angry.
She was so angry. And it took, God, I think a couple of episodes before they got to any resolve. It was the table, that dinner that night is when they finally made up. But Mary had wrote her off. And that's another part of friendship too. You can't be so willing to write somebody off because in the moment they don't do something you like. That's not real friendship either. So
no, it's not. And real friendship is also when you see your friend getting attacked and being very upset, you run to your friend's side and just love and support them, not like throw a temper tantrum. I'm done with you. Like, what?
Right. I know.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, if anything, like I felt like Mary should have also been apologizing for how she acted.
Agreed. But it seems, and it sounds, okay, so this is silly, but this is part of the conversation. She just says, it seems like, how are you allowing someone to get you that mad to the point that it's affecting our friendship, which I don't think it should have, but that's what she said. She said, you got so caught up into something that's so not important that I don't even exist. And so, again, I feel like she's making it about herself. And then she brings up a time that Bronwyn was at Angie's house. And Mary says, this is how we have the title Out of Gas, says that she has gas. And they start making fun of the fact that Mary farted or whatever. And Mary gets mad and says, it was actually your dog. And, you kept on going. And if it was you, I wouldn't say anything. But you got to see the bigger picture. As stupid. And trust me, it sounded so stupid It was the fact that Bronwyn was there and she felt like Angie was making her the butt of the jokes, and that's not friendship to her. She felt picked on, and that Angie was being mean and taking the joke too. She was joking, but taking it too far. And it's just gonna take, I think, I mean, friendships can't be one-sided. You have to know each other. So
yeah, well, I think that what it comes down to is that because Angie kept trying to harp on like blah blah, like you don't act like this with like Lisa, or like how she was saying everyone, Lisa's gone after everyone. You said let her off, but the difference, and like you said, she thinks of Angie very differently, and therefore I feel like she holds Angie to a higher standard
very much
than
so.
she does the other women.
Yeah.
And the whole gas farting conversation, I mean, kudos to Angie for holding it together, because I would have been like bursting out like laughing like the whole time. Like,
too.
I mean,
I would have too.
If someone that never watched Housewives watched like that episode or that scene, they would have been like, this is what people watch. Like, what are you people talking about? But you know what? To me, it was cinema. This is what people are going to talk about that conversation for years to come. Because it was so outrageous. And you know what? Again, kudos Angie for holding it together as well and taking it as seriously as she possibly could, because I would have burst out laughing.
I would have too, because it was so stupid. But she was listening to her friend and she was validating the fact that obviously that hurt her feelings. So
yeah,
that was that. And then Angie goes in, takes her hand. She's like, we're not there yet. But y'all, at the end of the scene, they make up. I mean, listen.
Yeah, and they should have made up, because I think that in the end, Mary knows, like, Angie is her real friend.
Oh, yeah. 100%. She just wanted to give her a hard time, I guess, and let her know that, she does mean a lot to her, and that letting people in is not something that she does lightly and for many people. And so, right, wrong, or indifferent, again, when you learn where a person comes from or what their triggers are or why they are the way that they are. Angie's good at that understanding piece, but Mary needs to reciprocate and learn how to understand when Angie feels attacked, she's coming back at you. That's just what it is.
Right. You can't be like, well, you have to accept me, but I'm not going to accept you.
Right. So there's that. All right, y'all. Next scene was the shopping trip with Heather and Lisa. And listen.
You know what? I'm just going to come out and say it, okay? As everyone knows, I give Heather a ton of shit. I hate her. She's probably in my top 5 least favorite house. Actually, I know she's in my top 5 least favorite housewives of all time. Really blew me away this episode. Like, I felt like I was watching like a different person. And I don't know if I'll be honest, I'm going to be a little cynical because of how I feel about her in general. I don't know if it's genuine. I don't know if she's trying to rebuild her image, because she is getting a lot of hate online, which I love to see. But I'm going to give it to her. I mean, she was the most relatable on this episode. I agreed with her the most on this episode. I felt like I was watching a brand like new person. And you know what? Let's see how it goes. I hope it's here to stay.
I agree. I mean, they go into what Lisa thinks is,
a nice shopping trip.
Oh my God, yeah, it's so fabulous. And Heather is just basically like, girl, you were wrong. And she was like, yeah. And every time Heather would try to say, listen, you go low. You were wrong. You shouldn't have said that. Oh, but Angie, but Angie started it, and Angie said this. Angie's the one that brought up my kid's brand. And I mean, it went on and on. Not one time could she accept the fact that what she said was too low or was too much, and that she's done it to other people.
Yep. And I love that Heather never took her foot off her neck, though. She wasn't going to let Lisa slide for a second. Every time Lisa came back with something, Heather would go, okay, and...
Yep. And you do it too.
Yep.
And you do it too. So every time she would say something about Angie, she would come right back and be like, you do it too. Or you've done it. Look at you. I mean, she said, she tried to say, look, Angie, it's like Heather said she's not going to haze Angie, like the two of them haze each other, because she was saying she's trying to come for the fact that, because she wants her to know, look, she's invited on the super yacht. Oh, well, that'll be good for her because she's not used to luxury vacations, and she's never been on
child.
Her first experience on a nice boat. And that's what she does. And she was like, look, I'm not here for that. And she was like, yeah, but I'm sick of her attacks, Heather. It's like she gets high off of it. And she was like, I don't see that at all. She was actually crying, like she felt bad about it. And Lisa was like, she's crying, what, because she's a mean bitch? And Heather's like, Lisa, if she's a mean bitch, you're a mean bitch. And see, that, I was like, good for you. That is not that's not the Heather Gay that I've watched.
No.
I mean, literally everything that Lisa tried with all she had to keep throwing. Yeah, but what about this? What about Angie doing this? Or what about what's happening to me? She would just come back, y'all. And it was so much needed because, to be honest, that's what a real friend does. They tell you when you're wrong.
And I literally wrote that too. I said, like, that true friends, like me and my friends, prime example, they have tough conversations with each other.
Yeah.
And they don't, like, lose their mind. Like, I feel like Lisa was like, well, then why am I even here? Girl. Because I feel like she's used to people cowering to her, as we've seen. And Heather was not doing it. And who knew Heather was going to be, like, the one?
Not I. God, no.
I
didn't see it coming. No. I was like, okay. I mean, she, like you said, did not take her foot off her neck.
No.
Not at all. And they even said, she's like, she wants to know from Heather, what did she do wrong in her opinion? Because Angie started it. And Heather said, look, I'm sure she's sick. She's sick of your nasty dicks too. And Heather says, she was like, yeah, but what exactly did I do? And she's like, you want to know how low? She said, Lisa wants to know, how did she go low? And Heather says, the soup man. And then that's when we find out she claimed she didn't say soup man. She said the soup man. Either way, the stupid part, y'all.
Yeah, we
neither
don't
one
care.
existed. Neither one existed. It was just something she threw out there. It was just something stupid. And that's what Heather was like, girl, that's what I mean. You get back, you go argue and you just throw crazy stuff out there instead of just dialing it back. And
right. Right.
Yeah. So she says, she tells Lisa, you know why no one really rides hard for you. And this is what really got her. She was like, because they've all been burned by you. And everyone that was at that table had a history with you where you've gone low. And Lisa says, well, maybe I shouldn't go on the trip. And Heather's like, no, but you have to acknowledge we have a long history with you, but our history is dark. Mm-hmm. And
shocked.
I was shocked because that took guts for Heather because Heather's usually the pick-me type. So, So she says, look, basically.
She must have gotten like a new PR team.
Something. Because, I was here for all of it because she was getting Lisa all the way together. And Lisa reverts back to what she does. She cries. And, she acts like she's the victim. And then, she's like, Lisa in confessional, she says she's so upset with Heather, can't believe she can't see how everybody has been coming for her, and it started with Heather. And they flash back when she confronted Lisa about calling her the good time girl that flashed her boobs and saying that could have gotten her ejected from school. And
but exactly when Lisa called her a good time girl, this is what we see.
Yeah. So, and then true to Lisa's character, she's like, by the way, you can say thank you. I'm glad I could give you your book title. And sure enough, she named her book The Good Time Girl. And then on the cover, she is, in fact, mimicking like she's flashing her boobs. However, it's just mean-spirited, and not one thing that woman said to her landed on her. She still cannot accept any accountability. Y'all, she's got to be a case study. I don't even know what to call it. Like, I don't know. master of deflection.
I don't know. I mean, she is the quintessential living in like your own world and nothing else matters.
Yeah.
But we would be remiss to not talk about real quick her flashing those hundreds when she was paying.
Oh yeah,
brought me right back to season 1, episode 1 of New Jersey, with Teresa Giudice paying for her furniture in cash with hundreds, and we all know how that turned out.
That is true. That is true. Yeah, that is true.
And she's trying real hard on social media to defend herself with all that cash, because people be coming for her on TikTok. Yeah. And she's in everyone's comments, which lets me know, girl, number one, not only do you search for yourself on social media, see what everyone's saying, because you're so but number two, you're very bothered about it.
All the time. She goes back and forth with fans all the time, Joey. I'm like, girl, even I want to be like, Lisa, you don't need to do all that. You make yourself look worse. She can't stand it, Joey.
I know.
Listen, I'll put her on my prayer list. But y'all, that scene ends with Heather calling Lisa a risky fucking friend. I mean, and that hit her. I mean, so she's feeling like, hey.
And you know, I defend Lisa as good for like the show, but not one lie was told by Heather.
Not one. Literally not one. Heather, I mean, categorically got her together. Everything, and she did speak for the entire group.
She did
it in a way that Angie could not, because Angie was just so angry. But kudos, Heather. I'm gonna give it to you on this one.
Yeah, you know what? Same.
Season 6, episode 6. That's you, girl.
Yep.
You did that.
Yep. Very, very impressed.
Very. So, y'all, the next scene. Oh, I thought this was sad. Was Brittany and her daughter Olivia.
I did not find it sad.
I found it sad for her daughter. What mother? I mean, really, Brittany pisses me off on a level that I can't even articulate.
I know.
Do they have to tell you what they need? And when her daughter told the story, because apparently at one point she was a great mom, a very attentive mom, you know, and then when she hit divorce and married her second husband, it was all about the man. And that seems to have been her trend since then. Yeah. And when her daughter said that she came over on like a lunch break, had 30 minutes to spend with her mom, Jared shows up and they start making out in front of the daughter and pay her no attention. Let me tell you something, Joey. She honestly, her maternal instincts have lost. Who would do that?
I know. And like, I don't have kids, so I don't know like what it feels like. I just know that I am in my late 30s and my mom, like, still, I get a good morning text every morning.
Mm-hmm.
Last week I had like a really bad Friday and I called her to vent and she heard it in my voice and she was at my door in 5 minutes.
See?
Because we live awkwardly close to each other. And you know what I mean? Like, just like, it was just there, just gave me a hug. I cried. She wanted to know about what was going on, you know, and then to see like a scene like that, where like, again though, like Brittany's crying, but I felt like Brittany was crying for all like the wrong reasons. Like she was crying because I feel like, to me, honestly, I feel like number one, I feel like she's a little embarrassed in front of like these like TV cameras.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because like you already had these discussions and nothing changed.
Mm-hmm.
So why is it going to change this time? You know what I mean? Like, I don't buy that Jared's gone. I don't buy that she's trying to turn over a new leaf. I don't buy any of this.
No. I mean, it's a bad time when your 2 daughters go live with their father because they just can't deal with you anymore. And it's not like they've repeatedly told her what they need from her and she won't give it. So.
Oh, it's crazy.
It is so crazy.
And like her daughter, for being 19, is so like wise beyond her years. Like, she articulated what she wanted to say so beautifully and so directly without being like accusatory or like harsh. It was like heartfelt. I was like really impressed where Brittany lacks, her 19-year-old daughter makes up in, let me tell you.
I completely agree. I mean, she was able to do it without not even a ton of emotion. just directly, Mom, this is where you failed. This is where you went wrong. This is where things shifted. And, I just don't think it lands on Brittany. And I find it sad because
it lands either.
Yeah, I mean, as a mom, I could never. And as a mom, watching another mom that would blatantly not hear their child for a man that, and it wouldn't, for me, it wouldn't be any man. There'd be no man.
Right.
I love my husband dearly, but there's no way. If my children need me, I'm coming.
Right.
I'm there. And I don't understand that kind of a mom. And it always pisses me off. There are others out there, so it is not just Brittany, but I hate stuff like that. So, yeah. So then, like, when she has her little moments, I'm just pissed. I don't even want to see her with Jared. I'm like, you chose that man over your daughters? You suck. You totally suck.
Suck. Yeah. That's the only word. She does. She does.
Completely. That is it, y'all. That's all I'm giving that scene. Well, I got. Next scene we see.
But you know what? Wait, real quick. But I will say kudos to Brittany for showing like the tough stuff on camera. Because again, we haven't really seen our friend Lisa do that until like that 5-second clip with John. So
true. That's true.
Props where it's deserved, I guess.
Props on, yeah. I mean, she's a friend of, and she's giving. That's a hard thing to admit and show the world, because I'm judging, and so are pretty much all the moms out there. A lot of us are judging.
Yeah, and especially when you're already like not in like the Bravo universe's good graces as it is. So I mean, kudos.
Kudos. You're right, Joey. That's good. I'll give you that too. I'll agree with that. Fair enough. So our next scene is Meredith and Heather get together to take a little hike and have a conversation where yet again, my arch nemesis Heather Gay coming through as a real one. Who knew? Yeah. Who knew? What'd you think about that scene, Joey?
I thought this was even like a better scene than her and Lisa. Because I feel like with Meredith, I feel like she may be like even like a little like more open about how she feels about like Lisa. Yeah. And she had her facts straight. I mean, really laid out her whole, this is who Lisa is. And I'm going to tell you why.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you I believe Angie. I'm going to tell you why I believe Angie. Because every single time Lisa has an issue with someone, she goes low and she digs stuff up. She's done it to Meredith. We've seen it. She's done it to Heather. We've seen it. She's done it to Whitney. We've seen it. She's done it to Mary. We've seen it. She's done it to Monica. We've seen it. And now we're on to Angie.
Yeah. So, I mean, and then Meredith tries, because Meredith still has not gotten over everything with Angie. So she does not want to believe Angie. She does not want to give Angie that, though deep down, I know that she does. However, she tries to say, well, yeah, but Lisa profusely apologized to me for 2 years. And Heather's like, yeah, because she was caught.
Right.
Because she had no way to deflect. I mean, we all heard it, that hot mic moment. So what else did she do? Yep. And I thought, excellent point, Heather.
That was an excellent point. And let me tell you right now, Meredith's blind loyalty to Lisa will come back and bite her in the end.
It will. And you know what? I wonder, because I mean, they both have a lot of things on each other. I wonder if Meredith just doesn't want to squabble with her. I don't know. I mean, I don't think Meredith's scared of a fight, but Lisa is.
But she treats Lisa different than she treats everyone else. I mean, she'll go toe-to-toe with anyone, and not that she hasn't gone toe-to-toe with Lisa in the past.
Yes.
But to not even acknowledge that Lisa has this side to her and it's a pattern is just bizarre to me as someone that prides herself on being so like level-headed. I couldn't get that out.
Because it's hard
to say level-headed and Meredith in the same sentence. I'm going to sidebar real quick, but one of my best friends, I finally, after all these years, have talked her into starting Salt Lake City.
Good.
And she's like, so far, the only person I'm really driving with season 1 is like Meredith. And I was like, oh, and you'll keep driving with her, honestly. I was like, because I go, just wait for her first off the hinge, like fly off the handle moment. I was like, it is just TV gold.
Yes, it is.
So I'm excited for her to see that. But anyway, we've seen her go toe to toe. So to not even like acknowledge like Lisa's like wrongdoings, it just seems like bizarre to me. because she's so used to calling everyone out on all like their stuff.
I know.
And she just gives Lisa this blanket pass for some reason, always and always.
I mean, and she also says, you do realize at Whitney's party, that was her admission of guilt yet again, and you let her have it. Because she never said, no, she just looks directly at Angie because she knows Angie told her, because she knows what she said to Angie, which we said last week.
Right.
Again, Meredith let it go, slid right back, and never really, she just didn't give it to Heather. But Heather made all the points. I mean, Meredith heard her. You could tell she was taking it in, but she's just not ready to say it, I guess.
I mean, I guess that's fine, but
at any rate.
God bless you, Meredith. Don't complain to us when it comes back and bites you.
Right, because listen, Heather gave you ample examples to get you back. And it wasn't that you had to go back to being completely at odds with Lisa. It was the fact that you could have acknowledged, yeah, Lisa does need to work on that. And also maybe kind of take a page out of Heather's book and talk to Lisa about that. But she's just not willing to even do that. So
I know. It's so weird. I don't understand her like continued hate for Angie.
Me neither. It's just weird. At any rate, next scene is a quick one over at Whitney's. They're doing some planning for the yacht trip. One of the cool things, y'all, and that is like on my bucket list, is to do a yacht trip like that. When you get to do your preference sheet, can you imagine to sit there and say, okay, I want this for breakfast, I want these things to drink, I want you to have these activities, I want to, like, really?
A dream.
A literal dream. And everybody has pretty much done theirs, but Mary, which
is so ironic.
So crazy. Like Whitney says, you're the bougiest one out of all of us, and you haven't done your preference sheet.
Which is bougie in itself.
Yeah, it is. She can't be bothered. But Angie helps her get it all the way together, honey. One thing that is going to be on that list is that Dom Perignon 2003.
I was like, how many times is she going to list? And Angie, every time she said it, Angie wrote it.
She did.
Did. I mean, I've never done a trip like that, and I probably never will because I'm just like not like a boat person. But can you say I want Egyptian cotton sheets?
I don't know, because usually it's the food and the drinks. I've never heard of all the times I've watched, because I'm only living vicariously through watching Below Deck. I personally don't know, but I mean, if you get it to them fast enough, they maybe.
Well, I don't think she got to them very, very fast. She was very delayed.
That's when the fillers out. I know. That was a little comic relief, but that was a scene to set up where I believe, who was it that brought it up? Angie brings it up first. She tells Mary that Bronwyn Newport's old identity theft charges are in the news. And Whitney, she does also agree that she's seen it. And they flash to, she has a felony past, grand theft, and identity theft. Whitney makes a little joke and confessional that she tries to choose friends who are not part of the Utah crime circle or pickers. I was like, touche, Whitney.
I know. You know, Whitney, like I say, it might be like the slowest grow of all time, but slowly growing on me. Very good.
Absolutely. I agree with you. I agree. And at this point, everybody's like, well, has anybody heard from Bronwyn? And no one has not at this point. Which brings us to our final scene, Joey, which is when Bronwyn has to have the talk with old Todd father. Oh. Lord,
I don't think that, number one, I remember when all like those allegations hit like social media and stuff, which by the way, like we've never heard like an update on it. So I guess not much went on. But this scene like really proves to me though that Todd has no grasp of the show. He has no idea what his wife does and what show he's on.
No.
Because again, and I'm going to give him a little bit of credit because he is the moneymaker.
Yes.
He's been in around for like a long time. He has a great reputation to uphold. And Bronwyn, the first thing she says is she knows it affects business relationships, personal issues, whatever, it like reflects bad on him.
Sure.
She understands. But he goes off on like a tangent about this trip coming up. And I'm like, I don't think you understand what the show is.
Right.
And I need someone to explain to him, again, either get on board or get off our screens. There's no other option.
I agree. I completely agree. I mean, number one, the first one, she highlights for those that didn't watch or don't know her mistakes. The first one was in college 20 years ago when she was at Brigham Young University. She had an eviction notice that she paid later. The other, she said, allegedly committed crimes current day in the last year or so is that they're saying that she allegedly committed is actually not current day. It was 10 years ago. And that was identity theft, grand theft, fraud. All those things are listed in our penal code. She said that the case has been dismissed and then later sealed, and she cannot legally talk about it. So there's that, okay? Whatever. She can't talk about her involvement, and we don't know whether that means she was found innocent or guilty. She can't talk about it, period. So you're right. Here's my thing. Todd's upset and there's lies in the press and how it affects him and blah, blah, blah. And she's like, I understand. And for that, I'm really sorry. And you're right. He hones in on the trip. But there's a couple things. Number one, they're going to bring it up, whether she's on the trip, whether they meet for lunch, whether they meet for coffee, wherever she's at. So going on this trip is not going to absolve her from having that conversation with those ladies.
No.
Yeah. So there's that. And he's just so dead set against it. And it's almost as if he's given her an ultimatum, which, and I don't know if you think so, Joey, but there are some folks that speculate that he's going to pressure her to leave the show. And that could possibly cause a rift or even a marriage breakup.
I saw that online. I will be furious.
So will I.
If he gets her to leave the show.
And there's no reason, you know what I'm saying? Like, he can remove himself from the show.
Yep.
But that's her thing. Like I said, she's good for the show, good on the show. It can be good for her brand. Look, none of us care about 10-year-old cases that are, nobody, right?
No. Everyone has a past. I mean, things happen. No one's perfect.
Absolutely not. And I mean, that's almost like now she's a part of the club. Like, you know what I mean? So who cares? Look, it has not caused anyone, the housewives that we truly love, it has not made any of them lose 1 ounce of love. As long as you don't hurt anybody or do, you know what I mean? Listen, that's just par for the course. But I did not like his harshness. I did not like how he kept drilling in. All right, you can go. You go. I don't want it. Don't you come back. I don't want to hear anything about it because you and Lisa are going to go at it. Okay.
I'm telling you, he's like going for the title of like most unsupportive Bravo husband.
Absolutely. Now, what are your thoughts on her thoughts that Lisa is behind it or perpetuated it in some way?
I mean, not to say that Lisa's not perpetuating it. I'm sure Lisa's like loving it. I do think that the timing is obviously awkward.
Yeah. Agreed.
But at the same time, like Bronwyn and Lisa aren't really in like a bad place like right now. I mean, they were at the beginning, I guess, but like in general, even like their initial fight or whatever at that socialized house or whatever, I don't know. I mean, do I think that Lisa has something to do with it? Maybe, because again, though, right? Like, why would these like years and years old stories all of a sudden come back up in like the media? And again, you were mad that Bronwyn brought up at the campground about your legal struggle. So I mean, it does make sense. It does. I just feel like with and again, maybe she got the ball rolling before Heather dragged her in like that clothing store, but with like the place that you're in, you're trying to defend yourself that you're not this person that everyone's saying that you are.
Yeah.
To then immediately do what they're accusing you of. I'd like to give her more credit than that, but I mean, like, I also have to be like a realist, and I don't know, maybe
Yeah.
She did do it.
I don't know. But that's pretty much all how the episode ended. We have the yacht trip coming up on next week, which I cannot wait for. We see Elisa trying to storm off, but she can't go anywhere.
Because once again, Heather, of all people, is like, I do think you did that. Like, planted like this. And I mean, like, where has this Heather been for all these seasons that I have just hated on her so bad?
Man, I think she's fighting to keep that snowflake. Though everyone says that she wasn't in danger of losing hers for some reason.
Yeah, they love her. I don't understand it.
I know. I don't think that Andy does, but I think that he understands that she has a massive fan presence. Because I can't remember who was on that said Heather Gay was one of their favorites. And he was like, oh, yeah, she's pretty great. And I'm thinking, really?
Yeah, it was recent. I saw that. It was recent. I don't know who that was either off the top of my head, but I can't imagine out of all the housewives we have, Heather Gay being someone's like favorite. I can't.
Me either. She just doesn't give enough. I don't get it. But listen, if they like it, I love it. So yeah, guys, slide in the comments and let us know what you thought of the episode. Do y'all think that Lisa is behind the new release of these old allegations of Bronwyn? What do you think about Heather? Was she the MVP of the episode?
She was. I can't believe I'm saying that, but she was.
I know. Why do y'all think that Meredith is giving Lisa a pass? And yeah, weigh in too. Let us know what you thought about Wife Swap. Were you guys here for it? And the news.
And has anyone seen Vita Tequila in the wild yet?
Wait, we're still looking.
I'm gonna keep asking every week until someone says that they saw it in like a store or something.
And I'm gonna need proof. You guys need to snap us a picture and put it in the comments, please.
Yeah. If you're at a store, if you're at like a restaurant or a bar and they have it, I just don't believe it.
I'm gonna go to the Bravo Palooza, and I'm sure Lisa will be in there. If she has some, I may just have to buy some, because I don't know. I mean, like, where else can we get this? Oh, well, you can get it. It's so funny. It's this one content creator. He does their voices. Every time he does Lisa's and he does that low voice, Joey, I'm so cracked up. So when I watch her, that's all I hear. But neither here nor there. Shout out to Alex Rogers. But yeah. So any closing words?
No, that's really all. I mean, OC is tonight. I honestly could not care less. I couldn't even tell you what's happened the past couple of weeks. I'm just not invested since Katie left. I'll be honest.
It's not that great. They are in Amsterdam, so they're on their trip.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, they all look like streetwalkers on the red light district.
Okay, because we didn't talk about OC, but real quick, that you bring it up, what on earth were those outfits?
Right out of trash. I don't know, trash.com. I'm shocked at why are y'all walking around Amsterdam in the red light district looking like that?
Not even that. I mean, if you want to wear fishnets or some tight leather thing or whatever at night to dinner, God bless you. It was the middle of the day.
Right. And you're walking around, you're one of those. I thought, ladies, this is not it. I'm no. That is so classless. That's not what you I don't know. I was like, what? But again, they never cease to disappoint. There's supposed to be yet another epic meltdown blow up with stupid Tamara. We will see. Maybe tonight it's going to play out. I don't really care. I'm very still angry at Jen. It's just gross.
I'm telling you, she better get the business after reunion.
Yeah, so we normally cover reunions. So are you down to cover that one?
Of course.
Okay, so we will be bringing you the reunion when they drop that. But yeah, she better get ate up. I mean, I don't want to see a Julia repeat. I want Jen to get completely because I don't even see how you can defend it. I mean, even when she's tried, like on Watch What Happens Live, I mean, it fell flat. It's like, girl, that is nothing. That is no.
Yeah, no. And I mean, a fan favorite to hated like that, crazy.
Yep. And I'm gonna tell you what, she joined the wrong team because word on the street is they may get rid of Gretchen for next season. There's no
good because Gretchen again came back and didn't deliver. Her return might have fell even more flat than like our girl Portia's. I mean, it was just not good.
It was awful. It was awful. Or let's go back to Alexis Bellino. You brought her on there for conflict with Shannon, and look how stupid that was.
I know, that's true.
Yeah, so guys, don't bring any of the old ones back. Let's just do something different, please.
Yeah, Emily got to go. Gretchen can go. We got to send my girl Heather. She got to go to Beverly Hills.
I'd love that. Yeah, she needs to. She needs to go where you're in your element. These girls have completely declassed OC. It is between Emily's just Tamra. It's just guttery. That's not the OC that I envision. I'm not even going to say it because it will not be nice, but they represent another part of the universe, and I won't say. But you wouldn't think OC. Okay, I'm just going to leave it there. Very, very trashy. So there's that. And Gina, she might could do a little stint on New Jersey. I don't know. she gets with her accent. I think she'd blend in. She has her.
I would actually love to see Gina with some of like the Jersey peeps.
I think, listen, I'm saying we need to do some little crossovers and see if it sticks. I think she might do well. I mean, she can't fight with them, but she can get there and she'll alliance with somebody. But yeah, no. If anybody gets mad, she's running. First thing flying.
That's true. That's true. Like she would not fare well against like Teresa.
None of them. None
of them.
Patterson,
or
Patterson
like
Dolores.
Or oh my God, not Patterson Dolores. No.
Not at all. Yeah. So there's that. But all right, guys. Well, as always, thank you so much for tuning in. Like I said, if you haven't yet, please like this video, share it with a friend, and make sure you leave us a comment. And we will see you back next Thursday.
Bye.
Bye.